Hi, welcome to the Chic and Simple Life. My name is Kat if you are new here, and today I'm going to walk you through our formal living room for Christmas 2025. This is what I call our Chateau Noel. So if Santa Claus lived in a French chateau, this is my take on it. You can make it as elaborate as you want or as simple as you want. But I just wanted to do something different this year. I kind of went with a whole different theme throughout my whole entire home. So I'm excited to break these up in different parts for you guys versus one long video. I noticed over the years, when I do my Christmas home tours, they don't do that well. I don't know if because the video's too long, but this year I'm gonna go room by room and then post them for you guys. I wasn't gonna post at all, but I thought, you know what, I just wanna document our home for myself, even if it doesn't do that well. But if you do like it, you get inspiration or ideas, please give this video a thumbs up. If you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, it is free. And also the hype me button, it helps my channel out so much. So with that said, I'm filming this the day before Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to you guys. And happy Black Friday if you guys plan on hitting the stores this weekend. So let's get started. This is our formal living room here. I usually start at our front door, but this year I decided to start inside. And this is our main living room. I'm gonna kind of just pan around so you guys can see the main area. This is where we open our Christmas gifts on Christmas morning. And then we do have our entryway here. I will go over that as well. But let's start with the Christmas tree first. So I went with something totally out of my element, which I usually don't do. I kind of switch it up every year. So this year I wanted to do something more elegant, I want to say, in this room, and kind of like a vintage feel, like old world. So this is where I started. I always start here in the main living room and then, you know, go throughout the house. But even though the family room has a totally different color scheme, it kind of has the same feel, if that makes sense, which I'll be sharing in my next video. So we'll start here on the coffee table. I usually do an oversized vase with greenery coming out of it. This year I wanted to switch it up and I did oversized lanterns. And I kind of love, I don't know how simple it is with the greenery on the table instead of a vase. And I really love how it looks. And then I just, you know, just kind of stacked a whole bunch of stems from different places, Hobby Lobby, Target. Over the years I collected. I just have these oversized lanterns. I believe the bigger one is from Kirkland's and the smaller one is from Target years ago. And then I have this really nice Santa here. It's like a gold plated looking Santa. He kind of looks like a Nordic Santa. When I did that a few years ago, I did my Nordic theme. I had bought him at Hobby Lobby. So I have him there. And I just love how it just ties in the black coffee table with like the black touches in our house, like the picture frames here and then this black dining room table. So I'm kind of swinging you around here. And I really layered the tree this year, which I love how it came out. So we'll start kind of here at the top. I had this star, I believe from Michael's, or you know what, that might have been from Walmart a few years ago. I found it on the clearance sale after Christmas, and I never used it, and I finally used it this year, and I think it matched perfect with this theme. And I bought these little clip-on candles, these ones here that look vintage this year from Walmart. They came in a 10-pack for $15, so I did buy 2 packs of those. And you guys, from now on, I went back for more. They were sold out, but I think every year I'm going to add to those because I just love the warm touch it gives to the Christmas tree. I want to add them to all my Christmas trees now. But for this tree, if you could see, I went with like a hydrangea look. These are faux hydrangeas from Hobby Lobby. They're more of the beige or off cream colored ones. They do have like a pure white one, but I was going for more of this look because I initially kicked it off with these Santa ornaments that I got from the at-home store a few years ago. I love how vintage and Nordic they look. It was that Santa there, and then this Santa was from years ago from Walmart. these ones are really heavy, so I kind of just placed him in the tree. But I love how that looks, and it kind of just made my whole color scheme go into plan when I remembered I have those Santas, and I kind of want to use that for this theme. So as well as these like little plaque signs. I had 2 of them from the at-home store that say peace on earth with the gold angels. So I just tucked in all my stems first. And then I went in with like all the ornaments, and then these like really pretty, almost look like woodland jewel picks. These are from Walmart. I did buy smaller ones from Hobby Lobby this year as well. These were about $4. They are double the size as the Hobby Lobby ones, and the Hobby Lobby ones are, after the 50% off, they're like $2. So I use the smaller stems in my son Ethan's room. I'll show you that in a different video. And then I had these like crystallized, oversized branches from Hobby Lobby a few years ago. And so I just hung crystals off of them and just kind of went with that whole earthy French chateau theme. These are beautiful. These are glass. These are from Walmart this year. They came in a 2-pack, I believe, for $14. So I bought, I believe, 3 or 4 packs of those, and I put those throughout the tree. And then, I don't know if you guys could tell, but this tree is pretty sparse. It's like a big tree, but it's pretty sparse. So this is stuffed to the brim with picks. So if you like that look and a designer look, and you always wonder like, gosh, my tree isn't coming out the way that other people show it, I'm telling you, this has at least 50 picks in it, like full-size stem picks, not little ones. But you can mix and match. But it does take a lot to fill a tree, especially if you want it to look full and a lavish look. You do have to add a lot. And then I just wrapped some like faux gift boxes just to kind of go with a theme. I had this vintage picnic basket from an old friend from years and years ago, over 15 years ago. And I just piled in just some garland, a wreath to kind of elevate it a little bit, just in case you could see through it. And then a whole bunch of just gold and bronzy ornaments, which I really think just looks so, I don't know, kind of like a vintage look, or like a vintage store display. I kind of like that. Like if you were just, you know, decorating and these are the ones you didn't use, and so they just kind of sat there and it looks like lived in, but at the same time, it's really pretty decor. So I'm just gonna kind of go slowly so you can kind of see all the little stems I stuffed in. Like these are really pretty from Michael's a few years ago. And I have the hanging crystals throughout the tree. You can see this side. And this is our main living room, so it has a front window and a side window, so I do decorate around the whole tree. If you do have one facing the wall, like there's a wall back there, you don't have to probably decorate the whole back. And then here I had a really pretty like woven bell I stuffed in there because that was like a big, a big bald spot in my tree. And I thought that filled it out pretty well. So a lot of this is collected from over the years. It's just not all in one buy. So just to let you guys know, either try to get the sales after Christmas, which really, really helps, which I always try to hit up the sales after, but then also just collect things over the years. And I added these really pretty birds. This one I had for years. I don't remember where I got that one from, but he's such a little cute little chubby one. And then I got these ones this year from Hobby Lobby, and I think it came in a 4-pack, so not too bad for about $7 after the discount. And these really drapey, I think they're called, oh my gosh, my mind went blank. I don't know, that garland, that cedar type garland that hangs drapey. These were such a reasonable deal at Hobby Lobby. After the discount, I think they came down about $4 a stem. So I got a lot of those to fill out the tree and different places. And then here I just put one of our chairs that we usually have in this living room, and I had to put the other one away. I just put a chunky knit blanket, some throw pillows. And then, you know, the couch is simple. And I put a big tree back there. I believe that's a 7.5 foot. It is an unlit tree, so I did put twinkle lights on it. And that's another thing, I added twinkle lights to this tree as well from Target. They're, I think after the discount, are under $3 a box. So it is their brand. It's the red box, and they work wonderful. I've been using them for years. So we'll go to the dining room table. I want to keep it simple. Again, nothing too high because I didn't want it to block the tree here. So I just had a dough bowl and I just filled it with some bells and greenery, and I just stuffed little pine cones and little picks in there. And then I had 2 garlands, this really pretty magnolia garden from, not garland from Target years ago, and this like I forgot, a boxwood garland here, this one. They're both from Target. I think they were both from Threshold. And I just kind of intertwined them together and laid them around the dough bowl. And then these pretty flickering candles from the Dollar Tree this fall. So that's how simple it could be, you guys. It doesn't have to be real complicated for your decorations to make a big impact. And then these beautiful mercury glass ornaments. They are very heavy, so I didn't put them on the tree this year, but I believe I got like 4 or 5 of them. So I stuffed a few in this bowl and then some in my kitchen that I will show you in that video later on. And then one of my favorite parts, like I always say, is the entryway. So this is our entryway this year. I wanted to go with more of just like a natural chateau vintage kind of look. Even my youngest son said, Mom, you didn't put that much on here. Usually you put more, which this is still a lot. But if you watch my other home decor videos, I usually put a lot of like moss and greenery and stuff laying on the actual entryway table. And this year I wanted it more simple on the table and more of the impact like above, if that makes sense. So I love how I left like a little piece of the mirror showing so you could see the tree reflection in the mirror. This is an old sign from Kirkland's years ago. Sadly, my Kirkland's all around me, I live in Southern California, are all closing down. I don't know if it's all Kirkland's, but in my state, at least where I live, yeah, they said they're all closing. So that really makes me sad. I love Kirkland's. I've been shopping there for over 15 years. So I have really good treasures. I probably won't ever get rid of certain things from Kirkland's. But anyways, on the sign, I just layered a pine cone garland and then this really pretty metal garland I got from, oh gosh, it was from Walmart a few years ago. And I barely opened it this year and it worked perfect. And then I have these really pretty like moss icicle trees I got from Target years ago. And then these woven like wood. These ones here are from Michael's, and I collected a few of those over the years from Michael's. This wreath is beautiful. This is a after Christmas sale. I got it 80% off from Michael's. I believe I paid, you know, Michael's is a little pricey, so I think it was regular like $60 or $70, and I got it for $12 last year. It was the only one, or else I would have grabbed at least 2 for my front doors, but it has the bells already on it and this pretty ribbon. And I love how it has the magnolia leaves, and I tied that in the dining room table as well. And then these pine cone candle holders are from Walmart this year. I bought them I was going to buy them last year, and I kept on putting them back, and then they sold out. And I thought this year when I see them, I'm grabbing them. So I did, and it looks perfect here with the theme I have going on. And then I have these flameless candles from Hearth and Hand from Target. Came in a 6-pack. I just got those. I believe that was in her fall line. And then I have this really pretty oversized vase from Target a few years ago. I think it was Studio McGee line. Studio McGee. And I just paired it with this wooden box, a little tree there, and then a whole bunch of greenery from Hobby Lobby. So let me turn you this way, kind of swing you around. Get a different view of this. When you're coming into the door, this is how it looks. I have the viral My Texas House twinkling tree from last year, and I just put it into this oversized basket I found this year at Target on clearance for, I believe, $13, you guys, from like $50. So in my mind, I thought that's perfect to stuff a Christmas tree in, and that's exactly what I did. And it looks perfect here. And then I didn't have any extra faux fur throws, and I really didn't want to spend the money this year on like a whole bunch of extra blankets and stuff like that. So this is actually a tree skirt from that home store a few years ago, and I just put it on the chair, and I think it looks beautiful. So that's a good little tip. If you have extra blankets around the house, tree skirts, you could use them as throws as well. And then this is a sled from Hobby Lobby about, I don't know if that was last year or the year before. I think they still carry this style, but I just put one of these like little Christmas trees from Threshold in it, and it's actually the same exact one as this one. But I just laid it down to look a little bit more, I don't know, like rustic and like a natural element. And then I had these beautiful, they're like wood chip or faux wood chip star ornaments from that home store a few years ago. And I just layered those in there, and I thought it looked so cute with some pine cones. And then just like a little faux wood sled, some pillows. So this is how it looks from this angle. Let me kind of, hi guys, show you. I'm trying not to get on camera. I didn't have time to like get fully dressed, so I just wanted to put this video up for you guys. So I think it looks beautiful here. So again, let me show you coming from this angle, from our kitchen area. This is what you walk into. So pretty. And then I have a little tree here, just kind of like in our in-between space. And I will share this shelving here, and then I'll give you guys a little sneak peek in a minute of our living room of what's to come in the next video. But this here is our shelving, and I wanted to keep it kind of in the same color scheme as the front living room. So I just kind of styled it very simple. The same pillows that are always here, and I have these like paper stars. So I put one there, and then I had this mistletoe greenery from Hearth and Hand years ago. I think it was from 2020. I just tore off the tag yesterday. I never used it. So I thought it worked perfect because I found this last year at Hobby Lobby. Again, after Christmas sale, and it's Tree Farm mistletoe, 75 cents each. And how perfect is that? So I finally got to use both of those. And then I found these really cute, it looks like a bell ornament candle holder at Dollar Tree this year. So I just put that up with a flameless candle, some bottle brush trees I collected over the years, and then one of the angel, like a woven angel from Hobby Lobby. They still carry that. I got that years ago, but I seen it this year. And then some just lighted garland around that. So pretty. And let me flip you guys around to kind of show you a sneak peek of the family room.